Where's Galaxy Hero fans? I'm back, HK858, and I want to talk to you today on a what if video, on a what if Jawa faction was reworked, as well as, hold on, I want to make sure one thing, okay. The Jawa faction was reworked to be a better faction, and they add a few more. So, first off, I do want to go over here. I gotta pull it up. One thing I will say in this video I do want to talk about is one of the suggestions I had on a... Let's see. Give me 1 second while I find it. Oh, I went too far. Non-proof droids. I know, it's been a while since I've added some more. Had a lot of views on them. Cool idea. Incorporate. Where is that? Okay, so basically I talked about... I don't remember the Jawa event where you use droids to face Jawas, but... basically to where it would improve the rewards so you get a few more extra Jawa shards. Not droid shards, Jawa shards, and then you can actually have a better reward amount when this the Jawa event comes around, where the droids fight back event. I don't know where it was in that list somewhere. I didn't want to take up too much time. So I know I do appreciate you guys watching these videos, but yeah, it'd be kind of cool to see actually more Jawas added into the game, as well as them actually being reworked to be a little better. And I bet if they were reworked a little bit, I can guarantee they would actually be ran in the HAAT raids, or the AAT raids. The hero. Oh, that's what HAAT is, the heroic AAT. Haha. So yeah, so I'm gonna do a kind of prediction / suggestion, or my thoughts on how to, rework Jawas to make them a little more viable. With this suggestion, I would also suggest maybe making either during a actual faction pass for Jawas, whenever that'll happen, as well as when Bounty Hunter faction pass happens, which I hope sometime soon, as they may work on the thermal detonators to not just be dispelled easily, and they're not dispelled as easily, as well as they aren't resisted as easy. So something to make them better, where they stick better. Maybe make it even where you have when you do a cleanse, you have a 50% chance to cleanse. Well, even when it even says dispel all debuffs, thermals have a 50% chance to be dispelled, or cleansed off. Something in that nature. But yeah, this ability is this ability is a basic ability. Jawa Engineer uses grenades. It's kind of weird. I would probably make that as... They could even add it to where Jawa Engineer could even have another basic. But this works, I guess. Patch up. One of the things I would like to see with this ability is two things. The allies recover 35% of their health. Another thing is they could make it to where this is a cleanser for Jawa and droids only, so that when you actually run Jawa Engineer, you're still cleansing your droid teams, or even Jawa teams, you're cleansing that team, so it's not as a bad... it's not affecting your team, because droids right now need the support of, a little bit stronger of droids, a little more variety of droids even, as well as a good cleanser, and honestly a good taunter too, in a way. That's why sometimes you see a droid team consisted of HK-47, IG-88, B2, or instead of B2 you have Chief Nibbit and Jawa Engineer, or Jawa Engineer and B2. It's something of that nature. Even though B2 becomes a taunter, or a soft taunt if you actually have R2-D2, which I do use that one. So yeah, that's what it is. It's just we need a good taunting droid. But as well as we need a good cleanser too. Droids need a good cleanser with all the days and stuff going around. Jawa Engineer would make a great cleanser. For just Jawas and droids, they don't need to cleanse every ally. Or if they decide to have Jawa Engineer cleanse every ally, they could make it to where Jawa and droid all allies actually gain tenacity up in that sense too. Moving on. This is a great ability. Maybe add 50% turn meter or critical chance up for 3 turns, and or adding another buff ability like maybe offense up or critical avoidance up or something of that nature, or critical immunity, something of that nature. Outside of that, it's a great ability. It doesn't really need to be adjusted. This one could get a Zeta, its Zeta could even be where Jawa Engineer has 10 speed for each Jawa and droid ally. Other droid allies, as Zeta could be other droid allies gain half this amount, as well as another thing that could actually make crunch time viable is if it has some other type of effect with its Zeta. So yeah, it's something and honestly, crunch time could even have a split, have one ability for Jawas and one ability for droids. So it makes it a unique effect. So only droids benefit with one addition to this being Zeta, and droids having one addition, and then Jawas adding the other. So that's my Jawa Engineer suggestions. Chief Nibbit doesn't really need a whole lot. Maybe with special negotiation taunts for 3 turns, gains heal over time and critical immunity for 3 turns. But I do like the reduce all cooldowns. It's great. Sheltering shot deals physical damage with up to 70% chance to grant protection up, equal to 20% of Chief Nibbit's max health for 2 turns to a random ally who is not stealthed. That's interesting. I do like that, where and it actually helps in a droid team where you're giving protection up everywhere. And protection up maybe could be boosted to 30%. Let's see. Oh, I already talked about that one. Desert Ambush. I kind of like this. Let's see. Deals damage target enemy. Call random ally to assist. Dealing or not. Maybe they can make this one be changed to where non-Jawa and droid allies have that 20% less damage assist. But if it's a Jawa droid ally, they don't have that damage reduction. And then if it's a Jawa or droid, they call another random ally to assist. And it's the same way. But outside of that, it's a great move. Its leader ability is probably one that could have some sort of additional effect to it. 30% crit chance, and inflict crit chance down for 3 turns on a critical hit. It could have some crit damage added in. It could have maybe even add some speed. But then again, if they actually do speed to droid Zeta for Jawa Engineer, then they probably wouldn't do that. But there's other raiding parties. You could actually add 20% crit damage and 35% offense or something, just to boost the raiding party's team, because it's a raiding party. Dacia, his abilities are fine. 6% chance to gain stealth for a turn. That's fine. Maybe some of the damage could be upped up by 300 to 500 in a general sense, like you would see on Star Wars SWGOH.GG. They would actually give the 3,700 to 3,900, something like that. It can go up a little bit. Scout Instincts. Let me go to max out. Does special damage to all enemies with 50% chance to inflict ability block for 1 turn and 50% chance to stun droids for 1 turn. I'd up the chances maybe. Maybe have ability block turn chance go up 1 turn. Who knows? But it gives it, you know, it's on droids, which is nice. And since it does, and actually, and since it actually does do droids, it could. I know it doesn't really work because these weapons are built to, you know, really take on droids. But it'd be kind of interesting if since Tusken Raiders are their enemy, they could always add in some sort of effect against Tuskens. Oh, whoops. Decommission. His leader ability could be boosted against droids. Like maybe, like he could even boost like Jawas, just Jawas. Be like Jawas facing droids, or even having droids facing, or any ally that receives damage from a droid. They receive 30% less damage or 20% less damage. So it just weakens damage from droids. So it makes this one the oh, you have a droid team? I'm going to use Dacia. And then his droid hunter ability could be zetaed, giving some sort of new ability. This one, not all these, like I said, or I will say this, some of these ideas are obviously randomly out there, but I wanted to get the idea, some of my thoughts out here on it. Gains 4.5% critical chance for each living Jawa ally, and in addition he has 15% crit damage. You know, maybe other Jawas have as Zeta can make it to where other Jawa allies gain these abilities. So he would be the ultimate leader for, or half these mounts. He'd be the ultimate leader for facing droids. Jawa Scavenger, another one that works with detonators. So, like I said, the detonators, I do agree with a lot of players that they need to be fixed a little bit differently. But yeah, anyways, Dismantle deals physical damage to target enemy, 50% chance to inflict offense down for 2 turns. Chance is doubled against droids. Could also stun, kind of one chance to stun, because if you really look at this weapon, a Ugnaught, I don't even think Ugnaught is a, no, it's not. So I just gotta go light side. Oh, actually, no, he's not activated on mine. It's not even activated. He's right there. But if you look at it, it's basically the same weapon. But I will say, if you have a Dacia lead, you could technically run Ugnaught, because he kind of does. So, if they fix Dacia to be more droid hater, more of a droid hater. So if droids start running around, could have Dacia to lead. Whoops, I went too far back. So going back to Jawas. Chance. Well, but like I said, they could have a chance to stun. So back to Scrap Bomb. Sorry, I'm kind of rambling everything, but you know, these are going to be just thoughts on, you know, what I think that could be different on the Jawas. Some of my predictions, some of my thoughts. So going back to this, dealing physical damage to enemies and immediately detonate all thermal detonators with 50% chance for each inflict defense down, healing, immunity, and tenacity down for 2 turns on detonated targets. And maybe it could also, one of the things about Scrap Bomb is they could add like an extra 10% for damage for all the detonated thermals, as well as it could also add stagger to allies that were not detonated targets. So like if they didn't have any thermals, they get staggered. That'd be kind of interesting. This one could have a better chance to place thermal detonators, and And anyone that gets targeted, they could also have it to where the Jawa that's being targeted would have however this, I think this is just, this effect is on Jawa Scavenger, so Jawa Scavenger could get like plus 20% potency with this effect, or Jawas just get 20% potency and then have this effect, so when you do add the thermals, it actually, you have a better chance of adding them, as well as the percent chance is like 65-70. And then this unique could be zetaed at the end of each turn. It's stealth, has an 80% chance to give 2 random allies defense up for 2 turns, and 80% chance to give a random ally offense up for 2 turns. It could add some other options, or zeta to where just, 80% chance to give all allies defense up and offense up for 2 turns. So, but yeah, like I said, these are kind of my thoughts on what to do. And honestly, this one's another, because I did do a video on the one of my previous videos I did with the Ewok faction pass, as they reworked the Ewoks, and Ewok Scout had its second. Well, this one's not an AOE, but this one I could say, if it's a droid target, you could call a random Jawa ally to assist the targeted ally, so you could do a little more damage to that target. So you target and then, but other than that, Jawa, I don't really see too much more. Gains 6% evasion for each living Jawa ally. So 6, 12, 18, 24, 12, 24, 30. So he can have 30%. Whoo! And maybe other Jawas can gain half that amount, maybe. Change the Omega to a Zeta. But yeah, these, like I said, these are some of my thoughts for Jawas. I don't see them getting a faction update anytime soon. However, one of the things I just thought of as I was going through this, when I was talking about one of these abilities against Tuskens, is the fact that they could do a Jawa and like a Tatooine faction pass, where they update all the characters from Tatooine, so that would be the Jawas, the the Tuskens, and Luke Skywalker. Because Tuskens, nope, that's not Tuskens, that's Tank. Tuskens are like only 3. They're way short supported. They're not even a faction worthwhile. Tuskens as a faction would be kind of cool to see. Like, you don't see any of them used really. I have seen some raids, Darth Vader raids teams use Tusken Shaman. That's kind of why I got her, because I was also looking for healers. But outside of that, Tuskens are like, meh. And so yeah, they could have a faction pass for just Tatooine characters, and that takes care of 9 characters as reworked. On top of that, they could add, instead of adding any Jawas, they can actually add Tuskens into the game, like 3 more Tuskens. But yeah, like I said, these are some of my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, on some of your ideas of what Jawas can be reworked, maybe even some Tusken thoughts. I don't have any thoughts on the Tuskens yet. I might do a quick mini video later on, just talk about the Tuskens, on what I would like to see, and maybe even add Luke Skywalker into it. But again, this is HK58. You guys have a wonderful day, and thanks for watching.